Well, hello, and welcome to another tank review. I'm CornyBros, and today we're looking at the Pz.Kpfw Ausf D, or Panther. This is the first Panther variant you come across in War Thunder. As with all reviews, if you want to skip ahead to the more violent sections of the review, feel free. The timestamps are below. Check them out, see what you want to watch. If you want to watch the more egghead portion of the review, here we go. So, little backstory. This is the first Panther that was fully produced by Nazi Germany in World War II. About 840 of these were made, and this tank was designed directly as a result of the T-34. The T-34 was this surprise to the German war machine, and this all but replaced the Panzer IIIs and all their variants. For example, the Panzer IIIL was replaced because it just wasn't effective against T-34s. And this was a kind of a staple of sort of German armor. It was a really good tank, a very good long range engaging tank. This thing suffered at close range, and we'll talk about why. But that's kind of the backstory. Moving into the tank, let's talk about the armor first. So this armor is realistic. The front armor of this tank is realistically better than the Tiger. The Tiger has 102 hull armor, sure, 82 millimeter side, 100 on the front of the turret. The difference is that this has 100 turret armor, which is good. It's fine. That's the same as Tiger. This 80 millimeters of front armor is sloped back. The Tiger's is flat. This is sloped back really far. This is way thicker than 80 millimeters, and I dare say it's thicker than the Tiger's front armor. And the turret is basically the same, with a massive gun mantlet. The only real way you can really hurt this thing from the front is the lower plate and the sides of the turret, underneath the gun mantlet and to the sides of it. It's a very, very tough machine from the front. That being said, where this tank suffers is on the sides. The side armor, the side of the turret, the rear of the turret. It's only 40 millimeters thick on the hull. In terms of War Thunder tanks, the side of this tank is really, really vulnerable. And guess where the ammo rack is stored? Side of the tank, sides of the turret. That's where the ammo is. So right along here and right along here is where all your ammo is. And I mean that's because this tank is a medium tank. It's not supposed to be a heavy tank. It has the same engine as a Tiger, but by making the side armor so much thinner, the tank itself only weighs a little under 45 tons. It's still heavy, but the Tiger weighed 57.3 tons. So this tank is lighter. It can move faster. It's more maneuverable. So it's a more effective, I guess, multi-purpose tank. From the front, it's just as tough, if not tougher. And from the sides, where realistically even a Tiger, the only way a Tiger's side armor is truly effective is that if it side scrapes or angles like this, then you can really have some effective armor values. The Panther can't do that. It's very hard for the Panther to side scrape and angle because of how thin this armor is. You really have to be careful. But what you can do is when you come around a corner, let's say you're driving the tank, and let's say the enemy are over here, you can come around the corner like this and only show your front plate and basically stop at your wheel well, like your drive wheel. You can turn the turret, you can shoot at enemies, and you can back up. The lower plate is really well angled from this point. It's going to be very hard to penetrate that. They're never going to penetrate your front plate. The only weakness you'll have is your turret, like the sides of your turret right here, but even that's pretty thick. And it's a very tough shot unless they're right in your face. And that's really the only time I have issues tanking shots in this vehicle is when you get like a T-34-85 right in your face. And historically, that's this tank's weakness, is that it struggles in like the close encounter knife fight sort of scenario with Russian tanks like T-34s. The T-34s are more agile, more mobile, and if they can get around this thing, they'll wreck it easy. This is still a very large tank. The gun on it is a really, really good 75 millimeter gun. Sometimes it lacks the punch of an 88, but and so to some degree it has a lesser punch than the Russian tanks of the tier, you know, with the T-34-85, which has an 85mm gun that's really, really potent. But the 75 is not bad. It's a good gun. It's a very good gun at this tier. Has great penetration, great accuracy and effectiveness at range, and the gun handling is great. You have minus 8 degrees of you have 8 degrees of gun depression, 20 degrees of elevation. The turret turns at 12 degrees a second, which is fairly quick. And of course, this is another spider tank. It goes up 87mm incline. I don't know about that one. Max speed 55, doable. This isn't a particularly, like, it's not going to get there quick, but if you give this thing a run up, it will get to that top speed. It's a very, it's not as fast as like a T-34, but it is certainly not slow. Let's say that. Give it a good crew. You can get the reload rate of the gun down below 11 seconds. I don't know what it starts at, but I don't think I have that great a crew on here. Tank loader. Yeah, not that great. And I've got it down below 11 seconds. Still slower than a T-34, but it's certainly fast enough. And looking at the ammo, it only comes with 2 ammo. You know, 2. I'm just actually about to elite mine. That's cool. It only comes with these 160mm, 935 meters per second. Plenty. And this HE, I've never fired HE out of this gun. I always just load pure AP because it's really all you need, with this tank. It's gonna, everything this tank faces, it can hurt. Sometimes you need to flank, but it's got enough maneuverability to get the job done. So overall, it's just a really potent machine. If you're playing through the Germans at rank 3 and you like the Tiger and you think the Tiger has good armor and you're enjoying playing the Tiger, Panther is basically, I think the Panther is a little bit more versatile than the Tiger just because of the more effective armor and the gun. What is the reload rate? Okay, the gun's reload rate about the same. So I guess the Tiger's gun takes the edge. It's more, it packs more of a punch, but this is certainly not a slouchy gun. This gun's going to do work for you. And at a 6.0 battle rating, this can see IS-2s, and those are the tanks that are going to give you trouble. So that was new in the most recent update with the battle rating shift. This tank can now see the early IS-2 model, and the 122mm shell just derps everything, so it's not uncommon. I mean, it's going to derp a Tiger as well. But, so to kind of recap, the front of this tank is very strong, especially when angled, sort of like maybe this. This is a good, you can't angle much because of how weak this side armor is, but if you can come around a corner like that with the side of the rock or whatever right here, you're going to be in a really, really effective position. And if you can get hull down, like in front of some rocks and stuff, and cover the solar plate, you're going to be, no one's getting you out of there unless they knock out your gun and you got to repair that, or if they hit, you know, get lucky and hit this turret behind next to the mantlet, and that's a really, really tough shot. And even then, it's 100mm thick, so that's tough. But let's jump into some replays. So here's the first replay for the Panther. This is a realistic battle on Kuban. Oh, no, not Kuban. This is Karelia. I'm sorry. This is in that. I don't know. This is weird. It's like I guess it's Conquest where there's one capture point, but there's only one spawn. But I've noticed that sometimes you can spawn in the whited out spawn early on in the map, and had some interesting games where some people have taken advantage of that and just capped immediately, and then you just lose because they're sitting in the cap well before you can get there. But yeah, this is just driving the Panther. I'm coming down the flank road. That's my usual plan on this map when I have this southern spawn, is to come down this flank road and kind of just shoot at the cap there, because I'm expecting them to be coming. I'm kind of playing to the assumption that maybe they did spawn in that spawn they can't, you know, do, because I've seen it happen enough. But I don't know, just you got to be careful sometimes, especially in realistic, because it's, well, I guess you do get the spawn, so it doesn't matter. But just putting the speed to use, getting up over here. I'm going to check to make sure to see what's going on around here. If I don't see anything, I'm going to move down and towards the cap, but kind of keep to the left side. That way the what's it called? That way I can maybe go up that hill directly ahead of me, but just checking, making sure we don't have any issues. I'm just gonna shoot a AAA just to make sure I can hit targets, because sometimes I need to make sure that I have the, like, I can range distance, right? It's always a good thing to do. And the AAA never moves, so you always have an idea of how far away they are. But we've moved into the cap. They are rather slow getting here. I think what happened was they spawned in more planes, and debatable choice in a single cap map. I guess you can just bomb all the enemy tanks, but I don't know. It's a tank battle. So I'm just gonna push past the cap, move up onto this corner. There are enemies here. They are shooting at our friends. So I'm gonna move up to that little grassy bit there, and see if I can't return fire. Just bombs falling everywhere. It's KV-85, I think. Is that KV-85? I can't see. IS-1 maybe? Either way, I'm shooting him. First shot was good effective fire. The moving up a little bit just to get farther on this corner. Notice how I'm positioned. I'm positioned in such a way that he really can only shoot my front plate. The side armor is relatively protected, and I can't see him very well, so I'm assuming he's angled. He backs up a little bit there, and next few shots are going to be, this gun usually doesn't bounce, but heavily angled Russian tanks, the front plate can give you problems. Turret front, just bounce that shot. I eventually figured it out. There you go, figured it out. The sometimes what I like to do against Russian tanks is, if they're angled at me, try and either shoot them directly in the turret front, because usually their turret fronts aren't that thick, or aim for the back part of the tank, because maybe their fuel tanks are exposed or something like that. You might be able to hit those. So, but we've secured the cap, and this is kind of a stomp. We capped no problem. We have guys watching the, I guess on domination, the A hill, the central hill there, and myself and this Panther, I think there's another one ahead of us, are pushing down the northern road, the east-west northern road here, with the goal to sort of just get into their spawn and just kill them all. And that's the goal, because we're winning this pretty hard. You get a little shot right there, nothing special. Kill assist, someone else knocked him out. But I always am a little nervous about approaching spawns, because when you go into the spawn, they have all the advantage, because the first shot is going to be theirs due to like the invincibility thing. So if you can weather that first shot, you have a really good chance of taking them out. Because or if it takes them longer than 10 seconds to get their gun on you. It doesn't usually, but sometimes. And this is a dangerous spot. We're going to go up this hill, and at the top will be some friends waiting for us. It's going to be an IS-2 to my right up there. He fires at the other Panther, which gives me the opportunity, using this rock, to keep my front towards the enemy and cover my turret. I'm going to pop up and put him out of his misery right through the turret front. This guy's kind of pushing me here, but I'm in a decent spot. My tank is tall, but their tanks are short, so it's fairly easy for me to keep in cover right here. And we're just going to lay into these guys. Nice little hit right there. But I mean, what do we have here? We have two Panthers and a Panzer IV-H. We have a pretty potent amount of fire here. It's a little bit of a pain train. Kill assist, there goes the KV-85 that was chilling there. Now we just got this SU-100, and there's three of us. Yeah, I think he's tracked right now. I was just looking for a cheeky little shot right there, but he is going to end up surviving. We are going to run out of, excuse me, they're going to run out of time or tickets, and but you know, it's hard to complain. This was a good game. We got a couple kills. And I think when you have a good game, or a decent game, you never really can complain. It would have been nice to kill this guy, but it just wasn't going to happen, you know. But beggars can't be choosers. It just happens like that sometimes. So here we are on a simulator battle in well, on Ash River and the Panther. Now, I picked this replay. I had others. I had a lot of replays that I was thinking about using, but this one I picked just because it had a little bit of comedic value to it. Don't worry, their ticket counter's not going to go all the way down before the game even starts. I guess they were just all late connecting or whatever. But suffice to say, they do get here. I think one of them doesn't connect. It's another 4-on-4, but I guess it's 3-on-3. And I'm just doing my typical strategy in just about every tank, but it's especially effective in the Panther because the Panther is fast enough to get up over here, get on this corner. The corner's a perfect place for this tank to kind of set up and engage targets as they come out of their spawn. And because I know they all have a late start, I feel pretty safe taking a little bit of a shortcut, you know. But Ash River, Ash River, I always come to the southern part of the map because I think it's vital to winning the game. I think if you can control this ridge, you basically control the map. But I don't know. I've been changing my mind recently. I don't know, trying new things. So first thing, there's no one else up here. I'm not expecting any enemies soon, so I'm just gonna knock out that AI. Because this is simulator, so I can respawn if I get enough points. So knocking out the AI does have some value. Quick poke around. Notice how I come around that corner. I come around at an angle so that it's really only the front of my turret and the front of my armor that's going to take the hits if there are any, and there wasn't. Another AI just to get more points in the bank for when if I need to respawn. And this guy is going to head over towards their spawn. I feel pretty good about that they're not over there because they just haven't shown up. Usually you'd see them by now. So I figure, okay, I got this long range gun. I'm going to run over here and see if I can't see some people to shoot. And there happens to be an IS-1 down there, who I don't think he spotted me until maybe about now. Maybe probably a little earlier. But I went for the classic point. The most reliable place for me to, in my experience, is to knock out an IS-1 is to shoot him directly in the turret face, right or left of center. Just because it's just honestly the turret is the weakest armor really. So I noticed right here that just AI shooting me, so I don't really care. But I noticed there's a guy running around towards our spawn. So I'm thinking about. I was looking to see if I had a shot on him. I might have, but simulator, so it's hard to see through like trees and stuff. But I'm just getting shot by AI, so I'm gonna turn, deal with this AI. And then I was debating dropping down, like going down the cliffside and seeing what I can do from down there. Because I don't think he's gonna go around to our spawn, but if he does, I can get out of here. Looking back on it, I should have just gone back the way I came and see if I can just head him off or whatever. Because basically, when I go down this ridge, well, two things are going to happen. One, I'm going to slightly damage myself. I kind of gave up on that AI, so I'm like, okay, let's get down this ridge. Going down, a little bit of a rough landing, I'd say. Damaged my transmission, which is the big thing, and the tank destroyer who's in the little camping spot up there just got knocked out. So I just flipped off, just came all the way down here for nothing. We do still have a Tiger 2 up there, a Tiger 2P, who's going to be who right now is turning to engage the new threat, and he is right on the edge of the ridge. So if the enemy medium pushes up next to him, I'll have shots on him. Right now I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go head this guy off, but then I noticed that that he knocked out an AI up there, and then boom, there goes the King Tiger. Just lit him on fire, and I can actually, in a second, I'm gonna realize. I thought about just going that way, but then I realized that the medium is actually right on top of him. So basically I can just sit right here. I thought about going up, but then, lo and behold, there he is. First shot tracks him. He doesn't have the gun depression to get his gun down to me anyway, so I'm perfectly safe here. He's not going anywhere. He's kind of moving the tank randomly. I think he wants to try and bounce a shot, but I just went for the good old turret shot, because it's always a good place to shoot some of these Russian tanks. They don't really have gun mantlets, just have turret. So now we have questions. I think he might be the last person on their team left. He has earned enough points to definitely be able to respawn, so it means he's killed a couple AI, at least 2 players. So he's around here somewhere. It's KV85 also, but he's not going to be a problem. So I decide, okay, I'm going to go down on this. Obviously, I don't want to go all the way back up to our spawn, because I feel like that'd just be a colossal waste of time. I'm not all that fast. And the chances of running into him on the way are kind of slim. They're not. Obviously, I wouldn't run into him until I got up to the ridge. Whereas this, if I go this way, I might run into him as he's leaving the spawn. So I make the executive decision to come around by the south. I'm just going to bring some rocks with me as movable. I don't know. Does that count as an obstacle? So it's like if they shoot it, it doesn't hit me. That'd be interesting. Oh, excuse me. So I'm going to push up into their spawn, because he's definitely spawned by now if he's going to. And he's undoubtedly made his decision where he's going. So at this point, I'm pretty sure that he's gone onto the ridge. Probably to try and take shots at me if I stay down there. But I don't know. I don't know exactly what his plan was, because I think honestly this guy was he was kind of clever in some of the things he does. Got to give him props for a little bit of creativity. But I'm just going to slowly work my way up here. My transmission's damaged, so it's just kind of agonizing to watch, I know. But the thing about the Panther is, even if it's not, even if the transmission damage, you're not going that fast, still a pretty beefy tank. It's still got some armor, still got a great gun, so still really effective. It's not like a T50, for example, where a T50 kind of needs that speed. Oh, excuse me. But we're capping B, so that was a good decision. We need to cap B because it's going to pull him towards us, and that's what we want, because there's more of us, less of him. And here he is. He's going to be right up here. Takes a shot off me. I hit his radiator. He makes a bold decision. He decides to move forward right there. I don't think he can actually hit me. Boom. There it is. He can hit me there. But I set him on fire, and then he blows up. So there's another kill for me. I can certainly respawn again. So knowing that, I can get another Panther, or even a Tiger if I so choose, is kind of comforting. So I'm going to go back and check out this spawn, because I'm kind of thinking that he's just going to spawn here again and try and like bum rush me and do that, but he's in a flak truck. I might add, the flak truck is almost entirely useless on Simulator because there are no planes. But the clever thing about all this, as he bounces just shot after shot, damaging my track and all kinds of stuff, he does have artillery, which I'm going to find out eventually. And he does, you do get points for hits. He is doing hits, he is tracking me, he's getting damaging hits on me. So even though he has no hope of killing me from the front, I think he can certainly kill me from the side, I think. There's no hope of killing me from the front, so I just knock him out. But what does that mean? He's gained so many points now, he can spawn back if he so chooses. Just repairing the tracks. Waiting. Just waiting around. There he is. He's got another flak truck, and he's doing the exact same thing. He just called Artie on me. So I returned the favor, call arty on him. I shouldn't have, because what I should have done is just bum rushed him and rammed him, because I'm going to sit in this arty. Arty doesn't often hit what you tell it to shoot at. He's tracked me, and now, you know, I just got to kill him before he makes it rain. And it happened. Yep, killed by a Gaz. But, you know, I'm not that sad because, I mean, I have plenty of points to respawn too. I got over 2,000 of the things, so I've secured my place in this game as a... And then he respawns in a T-34-57, I believe, which is annoying. He's the last person alive. We're both of us are having good games. He just got a lot of those points just from shooting me, and one of my teammates is gonna say, "Oh, hacks," but it's not true. I can understand how he got so many points. Realistically, I should have just shot him in the gun instead of shooting his engine block. That would knock out his gunner, loader, something that would prevent him from peppering me. I mean, but, you know, what can you do? Honestly, I didn't think he would be able to field many more vehicles, because I kind of forgot that the flak truck could just spray you and gain tons of points. But, so he's respawned in that T-34-57, and he just killed the guy sitting in the cap. We do have someone else in their spawn, and so now it's just a hunt. There's 3 of us, I think, or 2. There's more. There's at least double us than there are of him. So I decide that I'm going to sit on this ridge and kind of use the Panther, because he just went into their cap and he just ran out, and we can actually see him on the mini map here in a second. He's going to be running to the north. There he is. He's hightailing it to the north. He's trying to just evade and avoid, which is what he should be doing. And I decide, you know what, I'm going to sit on this ridge, because eventually he's going to have to come out of that like gully over there. And when he does, I'll be in a perfect position to engage. I know the range there. I know it's... Well, I kind of know the range. I have a good idea of what it is. So I feel good about engaging at that range, even a T-34-57. And also it puts this tank in a very strong position to succeed, because at that range he's probably not really going to have a chance of penetrating me. The best he could probably hope for is to knock out my gun or get really lucky on my turret face and miss the mantlet, but he still hit the turret face. So, but as always with me when I play video games, I get impatient, and I decide, you know what? I don't care if I broke my transmission last time I did this. We're going again, carefully this time. And I think it's pretty much just that one. The first place I went, it's just really, really bad. So I did this no problem. It's just, it's like it has like a ledge, a stick out that just sort of flings you off. But anyway, managed to get down the slope, and now he's killing AI in the southern part of the northern part of the map. So we know where he is. I'm gonna go northeast and lock the gully from that way. We have a guy who's currently capping. He's going to move to the northwest and lock it from that side. So basically we're going to make this guy fight one of us. And I think he's in a Panther as well. So both of us should fare pretty well against him. It all depends. I mean, but then again, this game is all about whoever gets the first shot. But his 57mm gun has less of a chance to one-shot than a 75mm gun, especially a German one. So we're just going to run along here. I'm going to run along the road, because because what he might be doing is sweeping around to our cap, and I definitely want to cut him off before he gets to it. So I'm at this time, you know, I'm just thinking, I'm just racing along here. I'm like, well, where would he hold up? Because he must know that we'll be like pincering in. So I thought maybe he'd hold up somewhere. And after I drove past the cap and he wasn't there, I was thinking, well, he's probably holding up somewhere. But nope. He was kind of doing the smart thing. He was actually, you can actually see him for a split second. Right there, he shot an AI. That's his plan. and he's trying to kill AI to get another vehicle, I think. But the vehicle spawns get progressively more expensive, so it'll take a lot for him to get another spawn. I don't think he'll have enough. So I know he just rolled down there. There's another AI down there. If he wanted to whoop-de-wop me, he would go east under the bridge. That AI just burned down, so I'm running over here just to investigate, because he might have shot it, but it was definitely on fire. And then he is off to my right. It's actually right down there, just behind the bridge. And he is actually looking and engaging someone else. So I'm just going to get the gun up. Finally. Knock him out. And that'll be it for this game. They're out of vehicles. He doesn't have any more. He either doesn't have any more vehicles or he ran out of points. One of the two. But, you know, a nice 5 kills. Granted, 2 of them were flak trucks, but hey, flak trucks can put up a fight, man. I mean, you saw what he did. He killed a Panther with a flak truck. It's pretty OP. Gaijin plus nerf. Flak trucks. Too strong. Sleeper OP. But, you know, it was a good game all in all. I enjoyed playing it. It was fun. It was an exercise in thinking. But, yeah, so that's it for the simulator battle replay. Alright, so opinion time. What do I think of the Panther as a tank and at its place in War Thunder? Obviously, I think it should be clear that I think this is a really, really good tank, and I think anyone will tell you this is a really, really good tank. It's effectively... I think it's easily the best tier 3, because you look at what's at tier 3. Panzer 470 is good. Panther obviously is really good. Tiger is good. Hetzer's gonna Hetz. But I think the Panther just has that unique combination of armor and speed with a perfectly adequate gun, a very good gun at range. It's not as punchy as you'd like, with maybe like an 80, 88, but perfectly serviceable, will get the job done in almost any situation other than maybe brawling with like a, I don't know, something this tank doesn't normally see. IS-2s, but that's kind of rare matchmaking. Well, it happens though. So, I mean, this tank, honestly, I think this should be your first rank 3 German. This tank will make your rank 3 playing much better. It does sit at a 6.0 battle rank, so we'll see, like I said, IS-2s. But it gets 2 spawns. You can get arty with it, and the Tiger's great, but from the front, this thing is better armored than the Tiger. Less obvious weak spot. The side, yeah, it's not very good, but the Tiger's side armor, while being double, is still not so great that it justifies sort of the, I don't know, some of the deficiencies of the tank in terms of fighting with some Russian tanks. The Tiger's still a really, really good machine. Panther is just, I think, a little bit better machine, mainly because of the 2 spawns, but also because it's just faster. It fits like the meta game, I guess, if you want to call it, a little better. So that's going to be it for this replay, or this review rather. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, funny stories, jokes, leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer your questions, belay your concerns, and laugh at the other things I said, because I forgot what they were. If you have any suggestions for other reviews you want to see, I have, in terms of tanks I have most every tank. I have this unlocked, but I got to buy it. I'm grinding credits, and I'm researching the Tiger 2, or the Tiger 105. Everything, I have everything else, and then Russian tanks. Recently finished my Russian tank tree. I have all Russian tanks, so I can talk about any of them to some degree. I haven't played some of them very much, but yeah. So thanks for watching. I've been Corny Swiss, and I'll see you next time.